Hey guys, welcome back to this place, and if you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen. This little cutie is Sammy, and today we are going to be watching Season 1, Episode 6 of Pluribus. I am very excited. So, the last episode ended with Carol being extremely shocked at what she saw in a freezer. So, I don't really want to talk too much. I want to know why she was shocked. I'm hoping we are going to pick up right there in that exact moment, and the camera will pan and I will be able to see. So, I'm going to stop talking and let's get into it. Okay. Pan around. I want to see. Maybe I don't want to see, but I do. I want to know. I'm ready. Oh. Oh, No, but I want to see. Can you go back in? This reaction tells me it could be dead bodies. But they can't kill, right? Supposedly. But they could store dead people in freezers. Oh, okay, she's gonna record. Good.
Here we are inside something called Agrojet. It's a refrigerated warehouse in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Jesus, it's cold in here. It's massive and it is packed to the rafters with lots and lots of shrink-wrapped items.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you see for yourself.
Is that a person?
You see this?
Is that a head?
Huh? Yeah. That is not a Butterball turkey. I'll tell you that much. What are they doing with all this, huh? Guess.
Food?
Vacuum sealed. That is what this whole plant is being used for. And what's behind that door? Huh? It is a meat grinder the size of a bus, and vats, cooking vats, and wait till you see what's inside those.
But maybe it's just people that were already dead? Not that that's okay, but I thought they couldn't kill. So does this mean that they can kill? Or what? Yeah, how are you going to transport this information? Because surely once they see what's on the tape, they're not going to copy it and give it to everybody else. Is she going to... Maybe she's going to go to the guy in Paraguay. Oh, she's going to Vegas? This is Kumba, right? I'm just guessing based off of the vibe. Kumba. Naturally. Oh. Who's eye patch?
$2 millions 400 000 exactement.
I mean, money doesn't really mean anything in this world anymore, right? So there's not really an actual risk or reward.
Tapis.
5 millions de dollars. Le record de la maison.
Vous êtes sûr?
He matched, I'm assuming.
Une quinte flush.
I feel like he's not bluffing, but he's pretending he's upset, and then it's gonna be like,
Canne flash royale. La main la plus haute.
Mon gars, reste dans ton personnage.
yeah.
Vous avez gagné cette fois, monsieur Diabaté. Et votre chance va tourner.
Un autre jour, peut-être.
But not today.
Mais pas aujourd'hui.
Pour vous, ma belle.
Merci, monsieur. Ça fait un honneur.
Oh, she went. Whoop, she went.
Quelqu'un d'autre?
Would you not feel kind of silly though, because it's not real? It's all an act. It's all a masquerade. Is Carol gonna spoil his fun? She's gonna show up and be like, I need to talk to you. And he's gonna be like, can you not see I'm busy? I feel like that's what's gonna happen. Oh. So crazy. They just all stop talking and like they don't even care. If Carol walks in now, I'm gonna die. Okay. Oh. Why did they all stop? Because Carol's here?
Vous avez notre nom, mais nous devons partir tout de suite.
It's because Carol.
Vous allez avoir un visiteur.
I didn't even think about the fact that if Carol comes, they're all gonna be like, bye, we're not here. She can clear out a city. That's crazy to see Vegas like. Yep. Play a slot. I want to play a slot machine so bad. They're leading her where she needs to go still. Oh. They got benches in the elevators? Is that real? Has anybody been to Vegas? Can confirm or deny if you've been to this particular hotel. Is that real? Just curious. This is a room. This is a room.
On their way out the door, they told you I was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you stay?
To welcome you.
No thanks. I appreciate that. I bet they didn't tell you why I was coming. There's no way in hell they did.
I don't think they know.
Have a TV in this barn?
Oh, I was gonna say, is it gonna come out of the floor or something?
Impressive.
I don't mind Kumba like living a high life or whatever. I just don't like what I view as like a lack of consent that is involved with what he's doing.
They actually sent you my videos.
Of course. They were very well done. Very dramatic.
You could have...
Responded?
Forget it. When you see this one, it's disturbing. And, I hate to use a cliche, but you might want to sit down. Seriously. Because I am telling you, what you are about to witness...
Is this about them eating people?
What?
It is troubling.
He knows?
Allow me.
Hello, Carol. We're John Cena. And we're
What?
here to address some questions you
What?
may be having.
Why is it John Cena? Why is it John Cena? I can't.
We can't harvest wheat or corn or rice. We can't pluck an apple from a tree. Once an apple drops of its own accord, well, we'll eat it, of course, and gratefully. Indeed, we harvest all the windfall we can find. Plus, there are billions of domesticated animals, cows, chief amongst them, that still require milking. And there's pre-existing food, millions of tons of it. As of this taping, there are 7,348,292,411 of us. That's a lot of mouths to feed. And to make up for it, we've had to take certain measures.
That weird drink.
What's in it? Well, a lot of things. It's manufactured across the globe, so the recipe changes based on the local availability of ingredients. Mostly, it's those stockpiled foodstuffs we spoke of, particularly ones that are in danger of spoiling. Additionally, each carton contains 8 to 12% of something we call HDP, human-derived protein. Nearly 100,000 people pass away each day due to natural causes and accidents. Those human remains, which would otherwise go to waste, are our source of HDP.
Yeah.
Rest assured, Carol, you will never have to consume this product. Not unless you want to, which we assume is unlikely. We will never serve HDP to you in any form, at any time. We will continue to reserve only the freshest, best windfall and stockpiled foods for you. We hope that clears things up. As always, your well-being is of the utmost importance to us. Any comments, concerns, call anytime, day or night, and leave a voicemail.
I
We
mean,
regret not being able to speak to you directly, but for the time being, we need our space.
yeah.
So you knew all about this? How? When? For how long?
About a week ago, out of curiosity, I asked John Cena, why do people drink so much milk?
I asked John Cena.
What was your reaction? I mean, or do you even have one?
As I said, it is troubling. Very much so. It probably helps that I've had time to think about it. I must say, John Cena makes a fairly reasonable case. In French, he's even more convincing.
That is not John Cena. Jesus Christ, why are you so... How about the fact that in Spain, they all said they were vegetarians?
Ah, yes, I asked John about that. He reminded me that technically what they said was that they would prefer to be vegetarian.
Oh, great. So all the fucking lawyers in the world survive?
I am in no way pleased with the idea of these people eating human flesh. None of us are.
So they know? They all know?
The other individuals, the ones like you and me, we stay in touch.
You stay in touch?
Mm-hmm.
All 12 of you?
All but one. There's a gentleman in Paraguay. Chaperones reach out, but he doesn't reply.
Oh, the 11 of you, what, you just hang out?
Why'd they leave her out? That's kind of fucked.
We meet occasionally,
Okay.
Tuesdays and Fridays.
Oh, well, that's a lot of flying.
Mostly we're on Zoom.
Oh. Right.
Is this kind of fucked that they leave her out?
Carol, what John Cena did not mention is that even with the HDP, most of the world's population will starve to death within the next 10 years.
Says who?
Says them. If you press them long enough.
Because they can't grow stuff and everything?
We pitched the idea of robotic farming. However, as it is, they would have to build and program the robots.
Did you guys ever talk about including me in the Zooms? I mean, I am a professional writer, and no offense, but I can come up with shit like robots all day long.
We took a vote. It was not unanimous, but the majority felt your presence might prove disruptive.
That's kind of fucked. Because she's trying to save people.
Where's your nearest bathroom?
Is there a giant picture of him in the bathroom? I can't with this man. She's upset, yeah. Of course your feelings would be hurt. It's like no one else is seeing the gravity of the situation in the same way you are. Like, how fucking alone would you feel in a world where you would already feel so fucking alone? You gotta talk to the guy from Paraguay, girl.
Mais elle est tellement seule. Oui,
Yeah.
je sais. Ok. Vous me manquez aussi, mes amours. Bientôt.
He can see how lonely she is. I do weirdly like Kumba. It's just my issue with the consent thing that makes me like him a little bit less. He does seem like a caring guy, though, overall. I mean, he's probably lonely in his own way and just fixing it a different way. Because if you accepted the reality of the situation, would you not fucking panic and never be okay?
That looks good. Thanks.
Avec plaisir.
It's another picture of him behind him. Oh my god, they're all pictures of him. I can't with Kumba. It cracks me up. He had a photo shoot. Multiple photo shoots.
What are your plans?
Well, I'm sure you need a break from me.
I've enjoyed your company, Carol.
You like your space, I get it.
Oh.
So, I was thinking I'll go find my own suite, get cleaned up, and then we can get together later. Talk some more.
He's gonna leave. Or they won't come back if she doesn't leave. Right?
I'm just messing with you.
Bien joué.
She wasn't.
This city is like a $1 trillion light up ashtray. No offense to your new town.
Oh, none taken. I'm sure it's no Albuquerque.
It hurts my heart. Because she did want to stay.
I'm not some kind of monster, you know? I just, they're doing this to themselves. They are choosing to starve.
They do not see it that way.
Listen to me. The only way to save these lunatics is to turn them back the way they were. There is a way to reverse this. Help me find it. Do you seriously think the world is a better place now just because it's peaceful? Once they turn us, we're gonna starve right along with them. You thought of that?
They cannot turn us. Not without our consent.
They didn't ask anybody else for their consent. So...
It seems the only way to make the virus work on us is by tailoring it to our individual stem cells. But to obtain those stem cells, they must first collect them from our bodies. Something they cannot do without our permission.
When did you find this out?
They made this discovery only yesterday. They are not pleased about it, I can assure you. They asked me if I would give my consent. I said, regrettably, as of this time, I prefer not to.
Interesting.
Is it true that you need our stem cells to turn us into you? And furthermore, is it true that you need our express permission to collect those stem cells?
Carol?
What? Did they make a sign for her? Could have just left a message. Like, called back, left a message. That is correct, Carol, on both counts. Oh, Is she going? She's calling again. Okay.
Message to request anything you might need. We'll do our best to provide it.
I really feel like you need to shorten this message now.
I am officially going on record that I do not consent. You will not lay a finger on me. Repeat that back.
We hear you, Carol. You do not consent. No stem cells will be collected from your body. Your wishes will be respected. I mean, it's good that they're currently respecting their wishes. Although, it's interesting, if Kumba doesn't have a problem with it, why does he not consent?
Au revoir.
I like the green one, personally.
For what it's worth, the world is doing the best it can. It misses you. Soja misses you. They want to come back, Carol. They're just looking for a change of heart.
Fuck them.
Oh.
Watch your toes.
Imagine she just crashed into all of his cars. That would be fucked, but a little bit funny. Oh. We went back to 9 days. Okay. What flashback is this? Who are we? Paraguay guy. There's a question mark. Why does that one have a question mark? What is that? Sounds like something mechanized. Maybe. So that's a no. What? What does he see? Oh. From Carol, right? The videos? Interesting. So maybe they will, like, meet up and join together in the fight for humanity.
To my 12 fellow survivors.
Dulce?
Greetings. I'm Carol Sturka. Some of you know me. Some of you I've yet to meet. But if you're still one of us, then this message is for you.
So now he knows there's 12 others, because he doesn't know anything.
Because guess what? They can't lie.
He's learned, like, he knows none of this.
Suddenly burst into tears. Worldwide, apparently. Which I know upset.
Is he gonna try to get to her?
They completely abandoned the city I live in, leaving me here all alone.
He hasn't left here, I don't think.
You might just realize you treasured your individuality.
Oh, this is really interesting. This is what I wanted, was for them to, like, team up, but maybe he's going and then she's gonna come back from Vegas and then maybe he'll be there. I don't know how long it would take to get from Paraguay to Albuquerque, New Mexico. I don't know how he's gonna try to get there. Like, they would fly him, but I don't know if he's gonna let them. Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. They're just turning the lights on for you. Is he going? Where is he going? Because if he was at the office, the storage unit, then he's going back to his house, presumably. has food in his house, right? So at least there's that. Yeah, that's a bag he's packing. Decent car. Sorry, I feel like I'm locked in and I'm not saying much, but I'm very interested in what he's gonna do. Oh. Your car broke down. They would fix that for you, but I'm assuming you're just gonna walk.
Hola, hijo.
Oh, fuck, is it his mom?
Nos alegra mucho verte. ¿Te podemos responder alguna pregunta?
Oh, is that who's been giving him food?
Dinos, ¿qué podemos hacer por ti, hijo?
Usted no me llame hijo, que usted no es mi mamá. Mi mamá es una cabrona.
Oh. That's not what I was expecting. He's like, you're too nice to be my mom. She fucking sucks. That's... You know what? I guess you would know. Dino left us because I stretched and he was upset by that. So, I thought this was a really good episode. I really am excited at the possible meetup of Carol and Paraguay guy because I really want to see two people trying to work together to figure this out. And obviously, the chances of them being able to figure it out are still kind of slim because there's only two of them versus 7-something billion of the collective. So, the odds are not super in their favor or at all in their favor, even a little bit. But I'm still excited to see it because I do think that Carol is really lonely. We're not solitary creatures, right? We need other people in our lives to make life worth it, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. And Carol obviously doesn't have that. She doesn't even have Zosha right now. And so I think that it would get pretty lonely. She lost the love of her life less than 2 weeks ago. And I don't know how you would cope with that on top of everything else that's happening, on top of finding out that the only other people like you don't really want anything to do with you because they're so convinced of a different reality than you, I guess. I don't know. It's complicated because Kumba, I feel, is the only one who's kind of like, he sees it from Carol's side, but he still wants to reap the benefits of existing with the collective. He wants to play the role and put on the show and exist in this sort of delusion, this sort of, I don't know what the word is, maybe not delusion, but it's a play. It's a farce, right? Versus reality. Because even like the poker game where he's getting that guy to play a character so he can play this character, because money doesn't actually matter anymore and none of that stuff matters. So he's just playing a character and he's getting everyone around him to play a character, and he's not living in the reality of the situation. And it's interesting because he agrees with Carol to a point, but I think he's not ready to face what's really going on and what's really happening. And as long as he can bury his head in the sand and play this game and have fun and have sex with these girls and just keep pretending that life is great and beautiful, then he will. Because the reality is that everything is completely fucked and the world is pretty fucked, and there is a timer on everything, and it's just a really scary, horrifying situation to be in. And so I think for Kumba, it's easier to just not be in the situation, to just play the game and play the part and pretend until he can't anymore, because he thinks that like what they're doing with the eating of the dead people is horrifying, but I don't think that he is at the place where he's ready to really face it in the same way that Carol is. Carol kind of was forced to face it right away with Helen's death, but yeah, I don't know. I think Kumba is an interesting character because I want to like Kumba, and I do by and large like him, but I can't ignore the consent issue of the fact that I don't feel like these people can really make a choice, and he keeps having sex with them. Feels kind of icky to me because it doesn't feel like they actually have agency and can say yes, because they're not really them anymore, and their biological imperative to make people happy kind of impedes whatever it is that they actually want. So I feel like that keeps me at a little bit of a distance from Kumba, because I just don't agree with what he's doing by having sex with these people, because I just think that there is a very big consent issue there, personally. I also think that Kumba somewhat understands, because he, like Carol, said that he wouldn't choose to do the stem cell thing and become like the collective. So therefore, a part of him understands that by becoming the collective, he's losing himself, which is why he doesn't want to do it, I think. So, I don't know. It's kind of like a bit of a frustrating thing with Kumba for me there. I also feel bad because in this episode, he obviously does see that Carol is lonely. He had the conversation with the people that he was talking to on the phone, some of the collective, or at least one of the collective. And so he knows that she's lonely. She's been there one day. They left. He knows that they won't come back until she leaves. She's like, hey, I'm going to stay here and then we can talk again later. And he is visibly upset by that. So then she chooses to isolate herself further because he would rather spend time with the collective than with her, which, I don't know, it's just kind of fucked up because, and I get that he doesn't want to exist in the reality of the situation, and that by having all these people here around all the time and playing this act, he can escape the reality of the situation. And Carol being there and talking to him and not letting him escape the reality is a lot worse, because then he can't pretend. So, like, I get why he made the choice that he made, and he didn't even make the choice, but, like, why he felt the way he felt about it. But it's just, it is disappointing to me because she is so alone, and he recognizes that, but still he can't live in the reality long enough to continue having this conversation with her. I also do think that there is probably a part of Kumba, I don't know his past, but like, yeah, who wouldn't want to be in a fucking penthouse suite in a hotel in Vegas and live the good life, and you get the nice cars and the beautiful women and the nice place to stay and live and exist. But I just feel like that's all fine up to the point where he then is having sex with these women. To me, that's where it crosses the line. Just me personally. Everything else I understand. Like, I would love to live in a really fucking nice hotel, swim in the best pools, have the best views, eat the best food, drive the nicest cars. Like, especially, you don't have to worry about anybody else on the road, which is the worst part about driving, is that other people also exist on the road. So, like, all of that about Kumba, I understand. Like, the world ended, basically, right? The world as you know it ended. Why not have fucking fun? What else can you do? It's just the one thing that that bothers me about Kumba. I am very interested in Paraguay Guy and Carol and where that's going to go, and what conversations they're going to have, how they're going to plot, what they're going to plan. I thought it was really interesting that they surprised us with the fact that the lady who was dropping off the food was his mom. And so part of the reason that he knew that she was not her anymore, presumably, because he seems to know very little about what's going on, because he's been in here for this long. He just knows that people started probably shaking and then started acting weird. And part of that was because his mom started being nice, and apparently that was not her usual pattern of behavior. So I thought that was a really interesting way to introduce that was his mom, because we've seen her dropping off food, and we just assumed she was just a random person. And then they had her in the shadows so we couldn't see. And then to have that reveal was interesting. I also, once again, after hearing John fucking Cena explain the way that they exist and the fact that they can't even, like, pick a plant. So, what about the plants that don't fall off, that you have to actually pick? Like, do those just not, they just stop existing? Because not everything, once it grows, just falls off when it's good, like an apple or whatever. You have to pick it before it falls off because it's dead and no longer usable. So I just once again feel like their biological imperative to do no harm, essentially, even to plant life and stuff, is an evolutionary disadvantage. Every part of this alien virus species thing feels evolutionarily like it's not going to work for the survival of this species long term, because they keep running up against things that will make them go extinct, essentially. The fact that they're willing to do whatever that this person wants to the detriment of themselves. Like, they can't tell her how to reverse it, but instead they can die. They can't stop her from hurting them. They can't really act in harm of her because they can't kill. They can't hurt her, which could put them in danger. They'll give her a fucking A-bomb. They can't pick food for survival. They just have to eat what has died. So people, animals, whatever. I just feel like at every turn, they kind of lose in an evolutionary sense. They're not evolving to survive. At least we haven't seen any evolution take place. Obviously, evolution takes place very slowly over a large period of time. But I wonder if this species hasn't evolved to survive because they just keep dying whenever their virus takes over, because they just suck at staying alive. Does that make sense? Also, I find it very interesting that Kumba said, much to their chagrin, they have to ask these people, the ones that didn't turn into the collective, in order to turn them into the collective, which kind of, again, brings up a consent issue and brings up the fact that they didn't ask in the first place. So they're upset now that they have to ask, because initially their way of infecting, there was no permission required. So now they're upset that they have to get permission, because presumably a lot of the people are not going to give it, or at least not all. Like, they know Carol won't. Kumba said no. Paraguay guy, I'm assuming, is going to say no. Now, the other 10, who the fuck knows? Lakshmi might say yes. Who knows what Lakshmi's thinking ever. But, yeah, it's interesting that they're upset about that now, right? I also think that Carol should ask the collective if anybody is agreeing to the stem cell thing, because we need to know that, so we know if our numbers are dwindling and our chances are shrinking to change this back. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say. I'm really enjoying the show still, really enjoying where it's going, trying to figure it out, watching it unfold. It's very interesting. The premise is incredible, and I feel like so far they've executed everything really well, and so I'm always looking forward to the next episode and to see what the next problem is and what the next solution is and what the fuck Carol's gonna do next, and yeah, just all of it. Anyway, if you guys are also interested in what happens next, or at least my reaction to it, because you've probably already seen it, then you can watch episode 7 right now if you are on YouTube when this goes public. Episode 7 will be on my Patreon, which is linked in the description down below, as well as my entire full-length reaction to this episode and all the episodes I've seen so far. So the first 6 of Pluribus, that is over there as well. Again, linked in the description down below. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I hope to see you guys next time for more Pluribus. Until then, bye guys!